Welcome, folks. Welcome to Winning on Wednesday. My name is Juan Vides. I'm the founder of Winning on Wednesday. Winning on Wednesday is a platform where we meet every week on a weekly basis to network. I always say people do business who they know, like, and trust. And it's all about networking, getting to know each other, and that's how you win business. And talk about winning in business and winning friends. I would like to introduce my friend, Sam Liebowitz. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hi, Juan. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. So, quickly introduce yourself.
Sure. Sam Liebowitz, I'm the executive producer of talkradio.nyc, which is an internet radio station. What's that, you might ask? Well, it's a little different than a podcasting network because we stream everything out live first. We stream the audio, the video, and then we record it while it's live, and then we put out the recording afterwards as the podcast. We're basically a done-for-you solution for what I like to call knowledgepreneurs, so people who make a living off of what's between their ears. And we take care of promotions, production, distribution, analytics, and we provide community for our hosts so they can just show up, do their genius each week, go about their day, and we handle the rest. So one of the biggest objections to someone starting their own show is it takes so much time. So when you work with a group like us at talkradio.nyc, we handle all the technical and nitty-gritty stuff so that our hosts can just focus on their content, their genius, and we make them look like rock stars, like you're making me look, Juan. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, definitely. I can't wait to dive more into that. But Sam, please take us way back. Where did it all get started? Where did it all begin? Where were you born? And tell us about, you know, where all this
Sure.
started.
So you know what's kind of funny is I actually live across Central Park from where I was born.
Oh,
I was
wow.
born in Mount Sinai in Manhattan,
Oh, wow.
but I grew up in the Bronx. I spent all my formative years in the northwest corner of the Bronx, known as Kingsbridge Heights. It still holds a very dear place in my heart. I'm a very proud Bronx boy. I'm a nice Jewish boy from the Bronx. What can I say?
Wow. But yeah, New Yorker for heart, for sure.
Native
100%
New
New
Yorker.
Yorker. Yeah, wow.
And
Wow.
and I tell you, I'm like so spoiled by New York now. I can visit other places. I can temporarily stay in other places, but I don't think I could ever move to another place because we have everything here in New York. I mean, I can walk out of my building and within 6 blocks, I've got a dozen different great
It,
ethnic foods. I got stores. I got everything I would need. I'm
that's
completely spoiled by New York City.
that's beautiful. That's amazing. And so tell us, did you, when you were a kid, did you have any ideas what you want to be? I know we all had different things. I mean, I wanted to become a veterinarian, doctor, all these other things. What did Sam wanted to be a kid like when you were, in the Bronx and growing up? What?
Actually, there was only ever one thing I dreamed of as a kid being when I grew up, and that was an astronaut.
Oh,
You know, I
wow.
was a child of the Star Trek generation, and I just wanted to explore
Oh,
the stars. But then, like most people, yeah, exactly. Like most people in high school, and third grade, I got glasses. And then I learned when I was in high school that all the astronauts came from the Air Force. And to be an Air Force pilot, you had to have
s-
20/20 vision back then. So there was no way I was going to be. And this was long
oh,
before LASIK was invented or anything. So
right.
I was just like, "Ugh, I guess I ain't going there."
Wow. That's and what about any hobbies or interests that you had at that time or
When I was
currently?
a kid or currently, well, I used to, when I was in high school, I was on the Frisbee team. Actually, I went to Bronx Science, a pretty well-known high school, and I was on the Frisbee team, and they were actually a really good team back then. So I don't play it as much anymore, but now I like easier things like going hiking, being in nature, as well as things like meditating. I'm very much love talking to people about spiritual practice and developing consciousness. It's a big part of who I am, and that's why my own show on the network is called the Conscious Consultant Hour.
Oh, wow. Excellent. I can't wait to talk about that. And what about what did you go to school for? What was your major?
Well, my first major in college was physics. I was at an engineering school, but I really wanted to be in the science end, but I didn't end up staying there. I left that school after 1 year. And then I went to Lehman College in the Bronx, went back to the Bronx, and became an art major, fine art major initially. But then I decided I didn't want to be a starving artist, so then I became a computer science major.
Oh, wow. And so take us there where right out of college and your first job. How was that? And that journey from there to what you're doing now.
So my first job was actually when I was still in college. I joined the cooperative education program where people, worked and got jobs while going to school. And I tried to get a job at a special effects kind of company, but none of them would hire me. And then the advisor said, "Hey Sam, I know this isn't what you want, but Chemical Bank is hiring for tellers. You want to become a teller?" And just that summer, I'd worked with some friends, on the side selling these glow in the dark necklaces at concerts and stuff. So I thought I can count cash, no big deal. So I became a teller at Chemical Bank. And then I graduated and then I transferred to their cash management department. And because of my background in computer science, I was in customer service, but I became the lead technical trainer. And they actually flew me to the different loan offices around the country. I used to teach these VPs of finance and treasurers and stuff how to use this computer system. And it went well. And then eventually I left, went to another bank, and I worked for different financial institutions and companies for about 9 years. And then I just couldn't hack the corporate world. I'm too much of a rebel, too much of an entrepreneur. I left and became a consultant.
Wow, that's amazing. And wow. And at this time, tell us if there's any I like to call the golden nugget time, and if there's any piece of information that you'd like to leave behind that can, be a better business person, as I say, or better their career. Do you have any examples or that you want to share with us?
Well, I always promote the idea of being present to what life offers us, because what I'm doing today is nothing I ever imagined I would have done when I was younger. People ask me all the time, how did you, come to own an internet radio station? I met a guy at a party. It's a real New York story. But the thing is, I was open to it and I was just present to what life was presenting me. And I just said yes. And by saying yes, it's brought me in such directions. I'm so love what I do today. I never would have imagined doing what I do today and all the things I'm involved with because of that one decision. So, sometimes we make the smallest little decision and we never really know where it's going to lead us. So I just like to say, be present to what life is bringing you and say yes to the opportunities that life brings you.
Absolutely. Never. It's always what the universe offers, right? You gotta
Yeah.
be open to the universe sometimes and be
Mhm.
conscious of that. So absolutely. Wow. Well, great advice. Thank you. What about networking groups? Do you belong to any other networking groups or organizations?
You mean besides wow? I want to make
That's
sure.
right. Yeah, yeah. The plug. The plug. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, of course, of
Thanks
course.
for the plug.
Um, yeah, I've actually cut back on a lot of the networking groups that I used to be a member of. There's one group I really like. It's called H7. It's a very big group. It's across the country. It's grown a lot. There's another group called the Networking Group, which is a local New York City based group. But actually, an organization I'm a member of that I've recently now am helping to run as the executive director is called the Evolutionary Business Council. And it's an organization of transformational thought leaders. And it's near and dear to my heart. The ownership of it had just changed hands last year, and the person who took it over asked me if I'd help him to transition and to help him to run it, and I was very honored. So that group is very near and dear to me.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. So, tell us about your business. Tell about what your service is, about what you offer.
So talkradio.nyc, we're a little bit different than what most people think of. I mean, yes, we're a production company, but we're really about community and supporting our hosts. I mean, really what we are is a done for you solution for people who want to build their visibility, connect with their tribe, want to go through, like you mentioned before, that know, like, and trust you phase And you do that by doing a weekly show and by people showing up every week, giving great contact or providing great interviews, like the one I did this morning on my show with Dr. Darren Weissman. He was wonderful. People get to know you better. They feel they know you better. You're providing value on a regular basis. And when you're providing value without really asking for much in return, people really get to respect you. So that then when you do have a book launch, like I was just in this book anthology called Rattled Awake, and it became a #1 bestseller. So I'm now a 4-time best-selling author. It's you provide great value, you provide insights, and you just never know where it's going to lead you. But most importantly, it brings your tribe closer to you, and it helps you to fill up your funnel. It helps you to create new business relationships. It helps in so many different ways.
100%, and opens a lot of doors and opportunities, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So that's for sure. So Sam, thank you for sharing your story. And if people want to get in contact with you, what's the best number, the best way to contact you?
So the best way to reach me is through my email, which is real simple. It's sam@talkradio.nyc.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Sam. And if you'd like to be a member of Winning on Wednesday, simply go to our website, winningonwednesday.com, and sign up as a first-time guest, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Sam.